Have you gambled before? You know what? Better question. Have you lost a significant amount of money gambling? Well, if you were a DS kid, there's probably one man to blame for that. See, to most people, Luigi is just a silly little guy who tries his best. In fact, some might even see him as a victim. But me? I know the crimes this man has committed, and I'm here to put them on full display. Now, let me provide a bit of background. Mario 64 DS came packed with a decent amount of unlockable minigames based around each playable character, and for the most part they were pretty wholesome. Mario's games were based on quick reaction time, Yoshi's games offered puzzles, hell, even Wario's minigames were just fire. And as a kid, these minigames were the shit. For whatever reason, I never really chose to play Luigi's games though. Maybe they were just too confusing or unappealing to my infant brain. But after a while, there was only so far each of these minigames could be pushed until I no longer got those dopamine rushes from high scores anymore, and that left me with Luigi's games, so reluctantly, I decided to try them out. And that was probably the worst mistake of my life. Allow me to introduce you to Luigi's Casino. We got a single toad serving drinks, slot machines, a beautiful starry skyline, and of course, the main man himself handing out the cards. Luigi offers a plethora of games to play, but there's a catch. See, with the rest of the minigames, it was all good fun, with the only stakes being whether you obtain a high score or not. But Luigi, this man decided it would be a good idea for all your progress to be saved when you exit out of each attempt. Meaning you could quite literally emulate the casino experience, skyrocketing all the way to the top, but eventually hitting rock bottom once again. And there is nothing you can do to change that. Keep in mind, as a 6-year-old, this is psychologically damaging. The main thing that makes gambling addictive is those rushes that you get when you win, and people fiend for that, willing to lose thousands of dollars all for that momentary rush. That is where Luigi's manipulation kicks in. He knows children play his games, and he's the only one who offers any sort of stakes in his games. Do well, and you'll be drowning in coins, but do poorly, and you'll be back to square one. Now as a child, whenever I'd go on crazy winning streaks, the dopamine rush was unmatched, and there's nothing I fiended for more than that 50 coin rush again. Exposing children to the idea of gambling, it's not illegal, more so immoral, but I can prove that Luigi has done illegal things as well. Look, up to this point, Luigi has successfully fooled the masses into believing he is a victim, but in reality, the real victim has been in front of us the whole time. Let's pay closer attention to this toad. See, I felt the pattern he takes is strange. Every time he turns towards the camera, it's almost as if he's pleading for help. This led me to investigate a bit, and I found damning evidence. Legally spoken, this toad should not be allowed to work more than 12 hours a day. And while I ran the game for a solid 16 hours, and guess what? He's still running around passing drinks. Not only is Luigi understaffed, but he's overworking the one worker he has. This is a clear sign of Luigi's blatant corruption, and quite frankly, it disgusts me. And I wish I could say it ends there, but it doesn't. Now, this whole time I've been making these points assuming we were in a real casino, but what if I told you there were no people in this casino at all? In fact, what if I told you the entire existence of this room is all a deception? This revelation was the most shocking of all. At this point, there's no doubt that Luigi prioritizes his personal wealth over the well-being of others. So why would he not bother creating an entire casino to funnel his money through? It made no sense. And that's when it hit me. What if this whole time Luigi hasn't been desiring wealth? What if this whole time he was desiring us, the player? Think about it. His neglect for his only worker, the addictive nature of his games, none of it matters to him. None of it's real. The only thing that's real is you. Somehow, Luigi managed to gain consciousness of his digital existence, completely destroying his worldview. Imagine everything you've ever known is a lie. Imagine your family isn't real. It's all been a simulation. To Luigi, the player is the only beacon of hope in his entire life, and perhaps his excessive greed can be justified this one time, given the circumstances he's found himself in. So next time you go flat broke gambling, just remember, there are likely millions of Luigis suffering a much worse fate than you.